We are live with another edition of Let's Talk Broncos with your host, Kurt Valenti. Good evening, Mr. Valenti.
How are you, Mrs. Valenti?
I am doing well, thank you. A little tired after 2 days of driving, but hanging in there and ready to do your show this evening.
Yes, thank you very much. I'll let you handle where we were and what we experienced. I'll give you the floor for that one,
All
Mrs.
right, we
V.
took a trip out to Canton, Ohio to visit the Football Hall of Fame. So, for you Broncos fans out there, we were able to tour the museum, Pro Football Hall of Fame, and of course, see the busts of all of the Denver Broncos who have been um, bestowed the honor of being in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was awesome. It brought back so many memories, Jen. I'm gonna let you get to all our K&K stuff first while I finish tagging, but just a tremendous trip. Like I said, so many memories, and we're gonna get to them in a couple of minutes. But it was awesome. It was just an awesome trip.
Sure, we'll dive in a little deeper in a moment. Good evening. We got Kenny checking in. Hi,
What's up,
Kenny. Thank you
Kenny?
for watching. Um, you just talk about some quick programming. K&K Sports Show Wednesday evenings. Special team up between K&K and the Denver Bronco Roundup, if I'm not mistaken, on all 3 nights of the NFL draft next week. They will be doing a little joint show called The Pick Is In, breaking down pick by pick. Correct?
Yes, I want to give obviously Kenny and Keith are the ones setting it up. But again, you got Albert, Trevor. I think Jody's going to be involved. Carson, maybe Paul. I'll jump on after a Bronco pick, but I'm going to jump on after Jen. Not only is it the NFL draft Thursday, it's game 3, Knicks. I mean,
Yep.
it's just going to be unbelievable that Thursday night. And I'm wired up for Saturday, so we'll get into that. But I'm excited to see their breakdown and stuff. And I think it's going to be a wild draft. I think, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, where a lot of people are saying this team's going to do this, and I don't think it's going to happen. I don't. So we'll get back to that in a second, Jen.
Okay, sounds good. And then I'm assuming then there is no claws and clams this, or is there? I shouldn't assume that actually.
Listen, with claws and clams, they might jump on. I said they might go on, they might not go on. They do a little of everything. So um,
Yeah,
who knows?
I figured with the NBA playoff starting, maybe they would be doing a little something. So I'll keep an eye out for that because that's a possibility. Kenny and Paul teaming up for their show New York, New York, right? All things Mets and Yankees,
Yes, and
alternating
I
between
want to
that.
get that in, Jen. I forgot. Scoops is joining the panel too
Oh, good, nice,
so Scoops will
nice.
be in. Kenny making a great point. I didn't know that he will be on there. So
Okay, nice, very nice. I think that's it for programming. So, um, Mr. Valenti, we're going to start here with an open question from Kenny. What was your favorite exhibit at the Hall of Fame? What was your favorite, Kurt?
wow. There was a lot, Jen. There was a lot. I guess the bust, looking to see all the trying to find every Bronco, Um it was so crazy because the first Bronco in was John Elway, right? Like listen, it's fitting that it was him, right? The best Bronco of all time. But you know, Floyd Little should have been in, and even going back, Randy Gradishaw that got in now. But looking at it, I'm going to say the bus. Just trying to find everybody. I think I took a picture. We'll get the pictures up on the website. It was hard to get everything, but 100%. The bus room, finding all the Broncos and certain other players and stuff like that, and comparing how they look. That was my favorite. What was yours?
I would have to say the bust room as well. It was, you know what? It is just, they did such a nice job of, like, when we first walked in, we watched the whole first room was devoted to the 2023 class, right? And we
Yeah.
rewatched because we'd seen it probably already, but the video of what they call the knock when they go to the people who've just been, selected for the honor, and they go to their doors and they're so emotional. And then when you get to the bust room after that, and they have the jacket, they have the jacket at the dinner, the bust at the ceremony, and then the following fall they get a ring at their team's one of their home games. So it's really three iconic things that go with the induction, and it's so moving to watch. It really is.
Yeah,
And seeing all those busts was amazing. The way
it
they have it
was.
presented.
It was amazing, and honestly, like, on a personal level too, like, reliving some things, right? Like, we talked about, Jen, we were driving down, or I think when we were driving down, we were talking about 1986, the drive, 98 yards, and, you know, to when you go back and it was like, wow, like, they had a thing that said fantastic finishes, and what was one of them was Elway in the drive, and they have you watch, like, it's not the whole drive, but, some clips of it, and, it just brought you back to, like, wow. So that was a great one. The Tebow to the Marius Thomas was a great, fantastic finish. That was
Mhm,
in there.
mhm.
They had the Tebow jersey in there. Um,
I thought it
I-
was cool that they had a whole section devoted to current players and milestones. That was cool also,
yeah,
like, up to date. I mean, it really was a history start to
yeah.
finish well,
It was, and it really brought you, like, all right, 1930s and the 1940s, and, like, how who the first player was that got paid for money, how much it was, and stuff like that. Oh, Mark, I got to jump in on this one. Mark, I will text you tomorrow, but tomorrow night, absolutely, you're coming on live. I know this is a Broncos show, but I got a lot on my mind going on at 6 o'clock starting um, Saturday. But somebody's going in the freezer, Mark. So I will text you tomorrow, and you are definitely coming on tomorrow night,
you
live when we put somebody in the freezer. We got a couple people that are going in.
know.
Um,
We got Jody saying that Elway drive was 98.5 yards, and
yeah,
he's correct. That is how it's denoted in the museum as well. So Kurt
you know
misspoke.
what? You know what, Jen? Let's just talk about this as Bronco fans, all right? Like, and we sit here and we talk about who could be our next franchise quarterback and stuff like that. And I'm going to say it two different ways. One, as a Bronco fan, I'm not going to speak for every Bronco fan. I'm going to speak just for myself on this, of how lucky, as a Bronco fan, of just one, I had John Elway for all those years as my quarterback, right? Then you get Peyton Manning. And you look in some of the things, and we talked about Joe Namath in 1969, and nobody since then, nobody. You know, Listen, the Giants won it on Super Bowls, right? And you had Eli, but I mean, Eli's not never was like elite, but you just go team by team by team, and it's like they never had a quarterback like that. And as a fan, I had two. I have two that's in that building. I mean, listen, Tebow obviously isn't a Hall of Famer. He was in there for that fantastic finish and stuff like that. But to have Peyton Manning as your quarterback for 4 years and Elway for all those years, Jen, I mean, how lucky is us Bronco fans? And I think that's why we strive. And it's like, we need another franchise because of what we had. You know what I mean, Jen? Like, how good it was. It was
Right.
like, we talk about basketball all the time now. And we sat here as Knicks fans for forever ago. And we kept saying, we got to get a point guard. We got to get a point guard. We got to get, and now it's just like, that position solved. Let's go. Let's move on. Like, it's all taken care of. And that's what it is. When we had Elway and we had Peyton Manning, it was like you never worried about that. You were always better than the other. You were always better. Always. You always had that advantage. And it's so nice. Like, everything else can smooth. But when you don't have that and you're at the disadvantage, and I'm sitting here and I'm losing my mind every week by saying you can't put up Jarrett Stidham, you can't put up Teddy Bridgewater, you can't put up Trevor Simeons. I mean, look at what we saw this weekend, Jen. Seriously, this weekend. Look at what we saw the last 2 nights. Like, you can't put those other guys in a. You can't do that. Mahomes is going to be in there. Rodgers is going to be in there. You can't put Joe Burrow's going to be in there. You can't put the Jared Stidham against that. You don't belong. You know when you just don't belong, right? Listen, I'm 5'6". I can't stand next to Yao Ming and you don't belong. And it's not a knock on those guys, but they're not those caliber players. And it's why we got to get one. And we could sit here all we want, how we're going to do. We got to get one. Otherwise, you know what? We went to the ring section, right, Jen?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going back there unless we get one. I mean, let's be realistic. We're not going there with Stidham, Bridgewater, Brissett. Nobody is. You're not doing it. Look at the names. Go right down the list. Rodgers, Favre, Elway, Manning, Mahomes, Namath, Bradshaw, Roethlisberger. I mean, is that a coincidence, Jen? Oh, seriously, is it? I mean,
No.
did you see Jacoby Brissett? Did you see Brady Zappi? Did you see Bridgewater? Did you see I can't even think of these guys' names. Hoyer. Like, you didn't see those backups. You didn't. Listen, I love Gary Kubiak. We saw him, but he did it as a coach. He didn't do it as a quarterback. When you go to that ring section and you see Super Bowls, sorry, you got to go get that guy. You do. You got to go get that guy.
All right, let me get a couple comments in here. I didn't get a chance to. We have Michael checking in saying
What's
hello.
up,
Hi,
Michael?
Michael. Jody, of course, checked in. He wanted to know if the Manning head, the forehead, was too big on
He
the
did,
bust.
Jen. He did. What did he say? What did I tell you? I said, well, I want to watch the forehead. The forehead was big. Which one? You know what? Though,
his
what was the
his
cool
was a
bust?
great. I mean, all the busts are a great likeness, but his was really good. His was really good.
What was a cool one though? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. No, which one did I say to you? And you were like, wow, that's crazy. Would you remember the one I remember?
No, because we said I feel like we said it about a lot.
Pittsburgh
Who
Steelers. Pittsburgh Steeler?
I don't know. Was it Big
Troy
Ben?
no, Troy Palmer with
Oh,
the
Big
hair.
Ben's on it.
Troy with the hair,
Oh, right,
remember?
right, right. Yes, the hair.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
That one
That
was
was an
good. That
awesome
one was
one.
good. Yeah. Yep,
Well, listen,
definitely.
Kenny's right. Kenny's right. Look at the last comment Kenny said.
I'm scrolling through to make sure I didn't miss anything. Uh, Kurt has the Manning forehead
Good.
going.
I got the forehead going. Losing the top of the hair, man. That's what it is.
Oh, and Pearl's here checking in.
What's
Hi,
up,
Pearl.
Pearl? You know what?
Thank you for
I gotta give
watching.
Pearl a shout out because last night we're there. I get a message. Pearl's like, "Are you going on tonight?" That's what we love on this show, Jen. Right? We love
Yep.
that. So you know what? Pearl's a great Bronco fan, great supporter of the show. So you know what? And she said, "Hey, what?" I said, "I'll be on in 5." So you know, we're always glad that Pearl is here, and I think Pearl's on our side, Jen, with when we say, go get your quarterback. Go get your quarterback.
Well, let's go with let's kind of get into that discussion with one of Jody's comments here. He said, "I know we agree a lot, but I see Peyton trading for Dak on draft night." We were talking about this today. We were saying, like, is he sending, is he playing possum? Is he, saying pretending he wants something, forcing other teams to trade up, hoping something else, that he's got some little magic quarterback trick up his sleeve? What's going on? What do you think?
You know, I
It was a
said,
long ride home from
well, no, it
Canton,
was a long
Ohio.
ride home, right? Then we were talking about the agenda for tonight, and I said, and this is why you talk about smoke and mirrors, and I'm just going to get into like this. Everybody saying, and Sean Payton and George Payton made a great comment today, which I truly believe. A lot of this stuff is like clickbait, right? Because, everybody, the Minnesota Vikings are going to trade number 11 and 23. First off, I'm going to be honest with you. That's a garbage package. Let's just think about this now. The Arizona Cardinals, okay, can get what's the word? Oh my God, a franchise altering wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., probably the best receiver I don't know. He might even be like more highly rated than Jamar Chase to come out. And I'm going to trade that because I'm going to go get number 23. That's garbage. Garbage. They have to give up 25 next year, 26. I'm sorry, the 25 one, 26. I'm going to move down to go get the number 23rd pick. They said the draft is 14 players deep for legit stars. It's a garbage pick, 23. Garbage. That's what they're going to trade? Come on. Like, that's why, and just like George Payton said it, we don't know who we're going to pick, but all the mock drafters are? You know, how do you know? Nobody knows what New England's going to do. That's the thing. You don't know. And it's and nobody knows it. But this thing of the Vikings are going to trade number 11 and 23. That's garbage. What is that going to do? Let me ask you something. 11 and 23 is better than 12 and Pat Surtain? I mean, what? Why? Bye. Vikings, bye. Bye. You better put Justin Jefferson in that deal or you're off because that's a garbage deal. Number 23 is useless. It's a garbage pick this year. It's a 15 to give up Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to go get 11 and 23. Garbage. Never going to happen. Right? I'd rather take Denver's going to be bad this year. Bad. Give me Denver's next year's 1 and number 12. That's better than number 23. That might be a top 5 pick next year. So all this stuff of this is going to happen, nobody knows what's going to happen, right? And Jen, we were talking, you just made a great comment too. You just made a great comment and we're saying, everybody in the world, Broncos need a quarterback. Broncos want a quarterback. Broncos want a quarterback. What did I say, Jen? Do you remember?
About what? What?
Sean Payton has what? Up his sleeve, right? Something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Who's to say, right? Payton, go ahead, jump. We want McCarthy. We want next. Go ahead, everybody jump. Let the Vikings go get everybody. Now, if they take a quarterback, you're going to get Brock Bowers. You might get one of these stud receivers. You might get Turner. You might get the best corner from Toledo. You're going to, but he has to have something up his sleeve where he has a quarterback ready to go.
Right. Which is not Jarrett Stidham.
Which is not Jarrett Stidham. Okay. He's not going with Jarrett Stidham this year and Ben DiNucci. He's just not doing it. So
we have Trevor checking in.
What's up, Trevor?
Want to make sure we acknowledge Trevor watching. Michael is saying no to Dak Prescott or other quarterbacks from other NFL teams. And Kenny saying there'll be an 11 on the Richter scale in the Valenti household if Dak goes to the Broncos. Well, I don't know. Wait a minute. I'm going to throw this back at you. We know how you feel about Dak. That's nothing hidden there. But you're in bed with Sean Payton. So if that's who he wants, are you on board?
I have to. I'm in bed with Sean. I have no choice. I have no choice. Do I think it's smart? No. Listen to me. Is he better than Jarrett Stidham? Yeah. Dak Prescott's a starting quarterback in the NFL. Jarrett Stidham is not. So let's just be real with that. But here's the problem. Okay. And all I keep hearing is money, 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 right? Like Jody just asked how realistic is Brady to Denver.
I was going to get to that.
I think we're going to get to very realistic. But people say, well, I don't want to pay Dak Prescott. I don't want to pay Tom Brady. I'm not going to pay him because there goes cap space. But you're going to pay a guy $60 million that has 2 postseason wins? Tom Brady has more postseason wins in a week, right? If you take a Saturday and more in a week than he has in his career. I'm not giving him $60 million. He's better than Jarrett Stidham. But, I mean, let's be totally realistic. You're not winning a Super Bowl with him, and you're not going to win a Super Bowl with him making $60 million. So let's get to this Brady thing, Jen.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of segue to that a little bit.
I think
How
it's
realistic is Brady
I think it's very realistic, right? Because this is my point, right? So everybody could have said it would have happened by now, But what did I tell you today, Jen?
You made a good point today. Like, why would they do it so before the draft. Like, let people guess if Denver wants to take a quarterback, and then, like you said, these people might trade to get ahead, and a good player could fall that they have their eye on. So
Right.
it's all part of the master plan and the trickery.
Right. Let's be realistic now. I'm going to throw this out there. Just say he wants Tom Brady, right? You're not going to trade up to 4 for a quarterback and still have Tom Brady. You're not going to do it, right? But you're going to talk it up. We're not a quarterback. We don't have a quarterback. We're going to go and withstand him. The Broncos need a quarterback. Everyone's saying the Broncos got to get a quarterback. Got to get a quarterback. Just say now, like you're saying, Vikings go to get McCarthy. They whatever. You get Brock Bowers. Now you sign Brady. You're ready to go. You didn't give up any picks, right? You can maneuver and do whatever you want, but listen, you're right there. You're contenders. Now, you could still play. Listen to me. You could still go get Bo Nix, right? What if you just throwing this out there, okay? Say he likes Bo Nix. And I think that he does like Bo Nix, okay? People don't want to give up so much draft compensation, right? You draft Brock Bowers. You trade back into the first or early second. You go get Bo Nix. You sign Tom Brady. You're competing right now. You have a quarterback that he wants, a quarterback that fits everyone. He doesn't throw over the middle. This guy throws over the middle, and now you got him a tight end who can run over the middle, right? So in the meantime, you groom your future quarterback. Maybe it's not Bo Nix. Maybe it is Spencer Rattler. Maybe it is the kid from Tulane. Maybe we hold off until next year from that. But you're going to compete. You're listen to me. You beat everybody complained last year about Russell Wilson, right? And you beat the hell out of the Chiefs. So obviously you're upgrading from Wilson to Brady in everybody's eyes. So that's not a problem. What's the problem? You're competing right now. But I don't want to hear, well, it's going to cost $30 million, but people want to pay 60 for Dak, Jen. Let me ask you, who would you pay?
Oh God, don't put me on the spot like this. I'm not a fan of bringing in a 47-year-old Tom Brady. I'm not. I'm not.
But again, you're not bringing him in. You see, I'm always a believer in this. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Right? You take the Miami stuff. You take the Miami stuff.
I'm not saying it's not
No,
a
no, no. But
possibility. I'm
it
saying
was going to
I
happen
am
2
not a
years
fan
ago,
of
the
it.
NFL debacle, right? Now, Brady comes out, hey, remember, you can't do stuff, quote unquote, behind the scenes. They got caught already. Brady's coming out saying, well, if anyone calls me, I'll think about it. Hey, well, you know what? Maybe Sean Payton calls him next week. The NFL can't fine him and suspend him for that, right? He flat out said, I'm willing to, I might come back and play if somebody calls me. Nobody calls him but Sean. What's the NFL going to do? Tell him you can't go play there?
You're
No.
not getting a lot of Tom Brady love here. We got Jody said Trevor wants Brady in Denver, and Trevor replied by saying, "What have you been drinking? No way I want Brady in Denver. He was not very good as last year in
Well,
Tampa." And we got,
here's my
I'm pretty
disagree.
sure, Pearl replying yuck to Jody Moncrief
Well,
as
here's my
well.
here's my comment. Not good. I mean, Joe, everybody complained about Russell Wilson that it's about yards and stats, right? Think about it. People don't want to think about this now. People don't want JJ McCarthy because he doesn't throw for yards, right? Right? He doesn't throw for yards and he doesn't throw it. But Jody just said, look, he has 4,600 yards. He had the second most yards that he's ever thrown in his career, his last year. So what do you think? I mean, why not? The guy's in tremendous shape. The guy will run. He's a pocket passer. He's everything Sean Payton wants. He is. So, you know, and again, you're basically asking him, you're not asking him, he always wanted to play to 50, right? Wasn't that his goal? I'm going to play to 50. He just put on TikTok today or one of those. Um, if you saw him, he was running today, shirt off running, looks tremendous. I mean, the guy could play. Why not? Why wouldn't we?
I'll tell you why not. He is one injury away from altering his life at that age. And that's
For
not
what
from
injury?
I said this to you today. Can I please let me finish?
Sure.
He is not, and I'm not talking from a fan standpoint where it's like, oh, we lost our quarterback for the season. I'm talking from a human standpoint. Like, he is not mobile. He is old. He is, it's, I think it is a bad idea. I think he is tempting fate if he comes back to the NFL. Him, and I'm going to throw Drew Brees' name out there too, because I know that's another one you have your pipe dream set
No,
on.
no, no,
I
but
think it's
listen,
a bad,
but
bad, bad, bad idea. Bad idea.
here's what you gotta
And if they
listen.
do it, you better have not just an O line, you better have bubble wrap, you better have something that's going to
This
protect
is
him.
where I disagree with you. Okay. A guy like Lamar Jackson, right, is more of a risk to get injured than Tom Brady, right? One thing with Brady and Manning, those guys are so. You ever watch them put ball, throw it in the ground, throw it. They're not gonna go and get. They don't even take
It
hits.
just takes one play. They're not able, do they get sacked? They do. It takes one play. Sorry. Sorry. And if I was Tom Brady's family, I would be discouraging him. Well, I mean, it led to ultimately really kind of led to his divorce, right?
Right.
I mean, I would be so angry at my family member for pushing the envelope with that. I think it's poor, poor, poor decision
But here,
making,
well,
either
but
then
and
or
I guess
back.
this is my point though. Where in this discussion, because of the Russell Wilson, that people didn't want him, right? And everybody that was, let's get rid of it. Now people are panicking because now they know it's getting close. Listen to me, you're in like off-season workouts already, right? People are panicking on the show here because whoa, 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 this is what I wanted. Like I wanted Jared's. Yeah, that's that's no bueno. We know now that's not working. So, all those people that didn't want Russ, that's why we don't have an answer. We better pray and hope. And I'm going to read this today, and I put it in the group chat today. I got to read this tweet from, I believe it's Tony Pauline. And let me get to it, Jen. Give me a second, okay?
While you're doing that, I just want to put up Stephen Lyons' comment while you're pulling that up there. He's a Dallas fan, correct? Because I think it's a bad idea too. Dak Prescott's a great idea for you. Save us from our misery. So
Right.
he's all for giving you Dak.
And here's where report from Tony Pauline. Sean Payton could consider, quote unquote, mortgaging the franchise's future and trade up for a top quarterback in the 2024 draft. According to Tony Pauline, head coach Sean Payton is willing to give up a king's ransom to move. That's where we are. And we have no choice. So when people talk about, oh my God, you're talking about Tom Brady, you have no choice, Jen. We have to. We might have to. And Kenny's saying it's Sean Payton's team. You know what? I just was listening to a show and they said this is now the third gen, the Penner Walton group, right? The ownership for the Broncos. They
Mm-hmm.
said in like 4 years, this is now their third decision, right? They're saying
Right.
since they became owners, they had to decide this whole should we pay Russell Wilson? Did they do that? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Second one, should we trade for Sean Payton and give up first round picks? And that was the second
Yep.
one.
Did it.
And they said, now you're going to have people that, like George Payton, doesn't want to trade up, right? George Payton doesn't want to trade up. He wants to keep as many draft picks as he is. He's like plain Jane. That's what he wants to do. But Sean Payton says, roll that dice, baby. And they said they think, to answer Kenny's question, that Penner and Walton have so much belief and that they're all in because they're in bed too, that if Sean Payton wants to do it, they're going to let him do it.
Well, you said it. That's who you decided to kind. You got rid of Russ. You decided to keep Sean Payton. I mean, how do you not? You have to go all in with what he's, with what he wants to do. At this point, we have Carson checking in. I just
What's
want to
up,
acknowledge
Carson? What's up?
Carson giving a little wave. And before we had Jody ask about Tannehill, and then he commented he said Brady two thousand
Yeah,
percent over
I mean
Tannehill.
that's a comedy question because right. I mean, I want Ryan Tannehill over Brady. Jody's right. I mean, you joking? Like that's the thing now. People are realizing. You know when you realize when you're like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. You know, oh, I'll get that done. And then listen, I do it Christmas shopping, right? I'm gonna go whatever, and then oh, I gotta get all these. Like it's panic time now because everybody on this show, everybody watching this show right now, they realistically know we don't have a starting quarterback. We don't. But now it's to the point of it's easy when you could say it 2 months ago. Oh, we'll be okay. Get rid of Russ. We'll get here. We'll get here. We'll get here. We'll get here. But you got nobody. You got nobody. You got the worst quarterback room in the NFL by far. Name a worse one. Seriously, name a worse one. There's not, Jen. But now everybody that wanted Russ gone is panicking now. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Yeah, that's why Tom Brady and yeah, they're an option because you got nothing. They have to be an option. As stupid as people might think that sounds. Tom Brady's better than Ryan Tannehill right now. Tom Brady's better than Jared Stidham. He just is. That's so why wouldn't he be an option? We have the worst quarterback room in football. It's pathetic. Pathetic. We have to do it. Or mortgage our future. What else could we do? We don't there's no option A, option B. There's none. That's it. Sign Brady, try to sign Breeze. I mean seriously. Or go give up your future. You're not going to I don't want to give up future pay. Who are you going to get? You're not going to go and say, my Spencer Rattler's my. Come on. I'm going to find a fourth round quarterback. That's unrealistic. That's where we are right now.
Did you
That's where
think
we are.
Do you think that Tom Brady would want to come to Denver because of Sean Payton? Because you've heard him mention places like Vegas and
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's in play,
border
but hey,
climates.
he had the allure to go play with him in Miami, right? I mean, listen, Sean Payton is one of the best offensive coaches in football. I mean, let's be realistic. He won a Super. I mean, would you rather play for Antonio? Not for nothing. Who has a better track history, Antonio Pierce or Sean Payton? Right? I mean, you know, listen. I would if I was him, I would go to San Fran. If I was San Fran, I would go get him over Brock Purdy. I would. I would. I'm sorry, my window's closing. I'm sorry. I don't think San Fran's going to do it. Listen, they wanted to do it last year, right? They wanted to do it last year, and then all of a sudden Brock Purdy got healthy. But, I don't know. Why wouldn't he? Right? Why wouldn't he? You're supposedly having a good defense, right? And you got Sean Payton. I mean, come on. I don't understand the people that are like, I really don't want to go with Sean Payton. I don't want to go with Jared Stidham, but I don't want to mortgage my future. What do you do? What are you going to do? John Elway's not coming back to play. So what are you doing? Like, that's, you know what I'm saying, Jen? What, in your opinion, what could those people, do you agree with me that it's going to have to be one or the other? Like, you're going to have to mortgage this future if this is what you want. Do you agree with me?
Well, I mean, it's interesting you say that. I was going to kind of ask you, you mentioned even today about Sertan possibly being on the chopping block. Like, how much are you willing to give up to.
You know what? I love Patrick Sertan. I love he's the best corner in football, but I gotta move him. Jen, we're not going anywhere without a quarterback. Nowhere. Okay. We have to go get our quarterback. And if Sean Payton, who's a quarterback guru, right, quote unquote guru, if he says, hey, quarterback A, we are winning a Super Bowl with that guy, you entrusted him. You traded for Sean Payton. You're giving him $18 million a year. You have to give him what he wants. This is Sean Payton's franchise. We don't have a GM. We don't have it. Like our GM doesn't make those decisions. Our GM just, okay, I'm going to go, go get, find this offer. Our GM ain't making any decisions. Sean Payton's making every decision. So you know what? If it's Sertan, and I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to go get my quarterback.
Trevor's making an interesting point. He's saying, I don't think Brady and Peyton would get along. Peyton wants to run his own offense. He just got rid of a veteran quarterback who didn't fit his offense. Brady would want more say in the offense.
Brady would want more say, but Brady fits his offense, right? He wants a pocket passer, someone who's going to stand in the pocket, someone who's a quick. I mean, Brady's not a quick reader, right? Brady's everything he wants. Brady's everything he wants. You don't think Sean Payton's going to be like, okay, I'll let you, let you call this audible and stuff like. I mean, it's Tom Brady. It's a totally different. I disagree. I think that, and again, why when I say there's smoke, there's fire. They were going to get together in Miami. That was a done deal. Done deal. It got out, and the NFL nixed it, but they were doing this in Miami. So
I know, but it's not. It just because they were going to do it in Miami, it's not the same situation in Denver. It's not. I mean, they're the only two commonalities. You have a different roster, you have a different weather. It's
Well,
so
let me
there's a
ask you
lot of
something.
different.
If he wants to play, and there's no jobs for him to go play, you're not going to go. I mean, what's he going to say?
I don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
hope Brock Purdy
I'm
gets
not in
hurt.
Tom Brady's head. I don't know how
Right.
what his parameters are. That's what would make him come back. I don't know for sure.
When it
But we
comes
keep
back,
talking
he's a
about.
competitor, Jenny. Like he wants to do something. No, like think about it. Like, he was saying, I wish I talked to some teams last year and stuff like that. I don't think in his mind he's fully done. And you know what? When Jody brings up stats like that, 4,600 yards, 25 touchdowns. I mean, if somebody threw for 4,600 yards, they'd be putting a statue up on him. And that's a bad year for him, you know?
We keep talking about Tom Brady. What about the likelihood of Drew Brees being coming back?
Listen, I don't. Again, something's up because you always look back with the Tom Brady, the Drew Brees, the interview when he was at, I forgot, owner meeting or whatever, and they just said to him, and he said, like, do you know what he's gonna do? And he's like smirking, like there's something up, and I don't think any of us know what's up. Oh, it's not Jared Stidham, okay? It's not Jared Stidham. And listen, the right thing to do is, hey, mortgage your future. If it's got to be certain, you got to go get your quarterback, right? You are never gonna ever, um, you are never gonna win and have a legit chance to win without a quarterback. So if you think that's your guy, just go get him. Just seriously, go get him. Like it doesn't matter what it. I will sit here every week. Oh my God, we gave up, but we gave up 4 number 1 picks for him. Does it matter? Right now, the Bengals aren't taking 6 for Burrow. Buffalo's not taking them for Allen. Listen, you ain't taking 12 from Mahomes. It doesn't matter. When you can get your guy and you get your guy, it doesn't matter what you give up. If I'm in an AFC championship game because of my young quarterback, it doesn't matter what I traded for. And those quarterbacks, they can elevate you. So listen, get the quarterback and then build them, then build around it. But you got your quarterback.
Trevor saying trading Patrick Surtain isn't the answer. They need more pieces to add to the foundation, not get rid of more. Trading Surtain would open up another hole at cornerback. Who is your CB1? I agree with Trevor on
I,
that one. I
I
don't think
agree.
that.
I agree too, Jen. But what's more important, a cornerback one or a quarterback one? Like let me ask you something. Would you rather have Patrick Mahomes or take anybody, Chris Jones on defense? It doesn't matter. right? It doesn't matter. You have to have the quarterback first. If you could get the quarterback, that changes everything. It does. I'm sorry, it does. Like as good as
I get what you're
Patrick is,
saying. I just
Patrick gives
there's
up 12
got to
points a
be
game. We can't
certain
score
things.
14. So what does it matter? It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Jody's
matter.
saying Jody's saying there's zero chance with Breeze because he can't throw with his right arm. And I love
Yeah.
this. I love this comment from Michael. 7 days until the NFL draft starts, and he wants it over already. I'm tired
Yeah.
of all the quarterback
And
talk.
that's
I
why.
think we all agree it's been going on forever. We just want to have that solidified and behind you.
And that's why it's got to be whether I know Pearl was saying it, I know Michael was saying, I know Michael's like the number one guy for saying it. Go get your guy and end it. End it. That's it. We don't talk about it anymore. If it's JJ McCarthy, go get him. Go to 3 or 4. That's it. I don't care. You can easily outbid the Vikings. Easily. Listen to me. The only way the Vikings outbid you is they put Justin Jefferson in the deal. Are they going to do it? Because if you put Surtain, that deal's done. It's done. The Vikings can't match it. Vikings can't match it. Now you can even, if you do number 12 in Surtain, it's over for the Vikings. Vikings cannot match it unless they put Justin Jefferson in. And then you know what? Oh, we'll do this. Hey, you know what? Like Sean Payton says, I'll give you the 25 one. We'll give you the 20. It doesn't matter. You need your quarterback first and foremost. If he says that's the guy, I'm going to do what I did with Drew Brees with this guy, go get him. And I don't care what it costs. Go get him. That's
But
it.
I want to go back to a question Kenny had much earlier in the show. We just weren't able to get to it, but I didn't want to forget. I kind of earmarked it here. He said you could answer this whenever. He wants to know your thoughts on Sutton. He said of lots of Broncos fans are not happy with him and would trade him immediately. What do you think?
You know, I like Cortland Sutton, right? But, you know, what has he done winning wise? He is not getting a new deal from me. Absolutely not. He does not get a new deal. Oh, he had 10 touchdowns last year. That's fine. He is he's making, I don't know, is it 14 million or I'm not sure of the number, but we're not going more than that for him. Absolutely not. I don't pay anybody until we start winning. Nobody. Nobody until you start winning. That's what we do. Because this is about winning. That I pay maybe Sertan. I'm not paying Bowles.
You were just going to trade Sertan, so you wouldn't have to
No,
pay
no,
him.
no, 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 no. But what I'm saying is he might be the only guy because I'm not paying Bowles
I'm
any more
joking.
money.
I'm
I'm
joking.
not paying Cortland Sutton any more money. I'm not paying Alex Singleton any more money. I'm not paying anybody on this roster any money until we win. That's it. You start winning, then you get paid. We don't, that's it. And I'm not paying Javonte Williams. I'm not paying any of these guys. For what? Why? They don't win. So sorry. Nope. Sorry. You know what? Move him. Hey, Arizona. Here's another one for you, Arizona. We'll give you 12. We'll give you next year's one, and we'll give you Cortland Sutton. That's better than anything the Vikings can give you. So,
We got Albert checking
what's
in
up,
saying
Albert?
hello. Hey, Albert. Michael saying the only quarterback that he would trade up for is Drake May. Pearl had said she still likes JJ McCarthy.
So
And
do
I
I.
think it was Trevor earlier who said, he still thinks Bo Nix is the best fit.
Yeah, listen, I like all three of those people. It's who Peyton wants, but I'm not going to play games. I'm not going to, even if it's Bo Nix, I'm not playing, okay, Bo Nix, and I'm going to try to get him at 27. I'm not playing that game. You have to get a quarterback. If we do not get a quarterback, we will never compete. It's that simple. It's that simple, Jen. I say to you again, we were in a Hall of Fame yesterday. You didn't see Jacoby Brissett. You didn't see Brady Zappi. You didn't see Ryan Tannehill's. You don't see those guys. You don't. You need a franchise quarterback. Who you did see? You saw Russell Wilson, right? We saw that jersey in there, right? We
Yes,
saw
we
the number
did.
3 there, Super Bowl 48.
I
We
was gonna
saw
say
it.
we saw the Seattle one.
right?
Yep.
You saw it. So, you don't win with those kind of guys. So stop wasting everybody's time by doing it. You have to pick out a guy. Now, Jen, there's a good chance that Sean Payton picks out JJ McCarthy and he doesn't work out. There's a good chance of that happening. And
Yep.
then you can go and say, well, we gave up 3 number 1 draft picks. What's the but we have to gamble with that now. We have to. We don't have any other choice. We have no other choice. That's our only choice is to gamble with that. And we got to hope that, hey, we put a lot of money into Stidham. I'm into Stidham. I just see his comment into Sean Payton. And you know what? We got to hope that Sean Payton grooms this quarterback. They mesh in his system. And you know what? We compete for Super Bowls. That's all we could do. Otherwise, we're wasting everybody's time. He said, "Did you see Stidham's jersey there?" No, you're not going to see Stidham. Those guys don't make it there. Those guys don't win. Those guys aren't Super Bowl quarterbacks. So let's stop wasting time. Again, I don't want to see something I know does not work. Give me something I don't know. I don't know if I just said to you, JJ McCarthy could be a complete bust, but I don't know that. I don't know it. He could be, let me ask you something, Jen. Could JJ McCarthy be the next star in the NFL? Quarterback.
I mean, it could. We could. Why not?
Could he? Yes, right?
He could. Yeah.
Okay. Could Jared Stidham?
No.
Then let's end that right now. Right? That's exactly my point. Drake May might. Bo Nix might. So we have to do that. And for us to do that, we might have to go and say, mortgage it all to try it.
I
Because
like.
there's a
I like.
shot, Jen, with that. There's no chance with Jared Stidham.
I like. I like Albert's analogy here. If we draft a quarterback now, it would be like a Ferrari with a 3-cylinder engine, all show, no go.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, that's that's what we put ourselves in by getting rid of Russell Wilson. It's why it was so stupid to get rid of Russell Wilson because we should have had Russell Wilson right now competing, right? Being able to win the AFC West, right? You should have won it last year, but you could compete for this West. It would give us 2 or 3 years to really say, hey, who do I like? What do I want to do? Build around, go get a legit tight end. But, we laugh and we say, okay, Brock Bowers, right? I would love Brock Bowers on this team with Russell Wilson throwing to him. But what is Brock Bowers going to do with Jared Stidham throwing to him? Nothing. He's going to look like a bust. Nothing. Why? Because Jared Stidham stinks. So let's get rid of that. Don't do it. You got to go get your quarterback. I don't honestly, Jen, I'm at a point right now. We don't have it. We're in bed with Sean. We don't have options. I don't care what it takes. I really don't. You want to give up 4 first-round picks? Go do it. If he wants a quarterback, just go do it. And you
Pearl
know what?
saying she thinks that William's going to be a bust. And Michael shifting gears a little bit. He's talking about the new Broncos
Yes,
jerseys. Now they're
Monday.
going to be revealed.
Monday. Yeah,
Yep.
interesting. I mean, I don't know. I would listen. I would love it to be the Blues. I don't know if it's going to be the Blues, but I don't know. Kenny's saying, how did that work for the Panthers? Listen, good point. But here's the thing, Kenny. They picked the wrong guy, right? If they did all that and picked CJ Stroud,
Well, and
that's the end of
that
the
right
year.
there, that there's the gamble. Like you have, if you, like you said, if there's a guy you want in the draft right now at quarterback, you have to take that gamble. It's a gamble. You don't know. It could be a bust or not. I mean,
But here's
we
the
talk,
difference,
we
though.
talk.
Here's the difference, Jen. You got Sean Payton doing it. Okay. And that's what let's be realistic now, right? I'm always on this show talking about run the ball and play defense, right? Sean Payton's not getting $18 million to do it. Sean Payton is getting $18 million to have the number 1 offense in football and to have a legit franchise quarterback and to make a franchise quarterback. That's why you're paying him, right? To get you the new version of Drew Brees. That's what you're paying him for. You're not paying him to, you know, play with Jared Stidham and have them. You're not, listen. All that's good to have the good defense and everything like that, but we got to give him his quarterback. That's why you're paying him $18 million. That's like saying I'm gonna hire Bill Belichick and I'm just gonna be an offensive team and my defense is gonna stink. I mean, why would you do that? That's not who he is. You know what I'm saying, Jen? Like
Yeah,
you don't do that. We always talk about fit. We got to get him his quarterback. And
I agree. I
it's his
agree.
franchise now. Okay? It's his franchise. If he wants one of these quarterbacks and we give everything up for the next 3, 4 drafts, go do it.
All right, let's get your closing thoughts. Believe that hour flew by. How about some closing thoughts from you, Mr. Valenti?
It's going to be very interesting next Thursday night. First and foremost, like I said, tomorrow night, well, Jen, as diehard Nick fans, Saturday, 6 o'clock, Nick Sixers. Let's go. The Garden, just what did he say today? It's going to be bonkers. So tomorrow night, someone from Philly is going in the freezer. So please tune in. It's going to be great. I'm putting someone in the Sixers in our freezer to cool them off. That's number one. But Thursday night, game 3, Nick Sixers, and the draft. Both, listen, all 3 TVs will be rocking. Twitter's going to be on. It's going to be a stressful night. But something's got to come out of this, guys. Something's got to come out of it because it's either going to be we give it all up for a rookie or we're going to make some kind of splash. You know what, Jen? Jody might be right. Jody might be right. Um, am I crazy when I say that Jody might be right and they might make a splash with like a Dak trade? I just know they're not going with Jared Stidham. But again, I'm in bed with Sean. We're all in bed with Sean. You know what, Sean? This is your franchise. If you want to give up the next 3, 4 drafts to do it, Jen, I'm all in with you, buddy. Let's go. Go do it.
We
Go do it.
Let me get these last comments in here before we go. We have David Burns checking in,
What's
watching
up,
from
Dave?
Cedar Hill, Texas. Texas, thanks for watching, David. Pearl's watching the Avalanche hockey right now. Kenny saying great show. Michael saying great show. Pearl saying wow, love this show. Thank you. And we have Mr. Keith Brugman checking in. Wait a second. Kurt says we win by running the ball and playing defense. Why the quarterback priority? I'm going to answer that for you. Can I
Sure.
answer that?
Sure.
I'm going to see. Let me see if I have this correct. Ready? Because I think we witnessed this Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes, right? Kansas City, they totally shift gears this year, right? They revert to that type of run the ball
Jen,
play.
I taught you well, Jen. I taught
Okay,
you damn well.
first of all, you didn't teach me anything. I'm an observer of my own.
Yes, you are.
they revert to this run the ball play defense because that's the team he had. And you got to give Andy Reid credit for adapting to his team, right? Making those changes, not being stubborn. But you have Patrick Mahomes who can make those plays when you need to. That I think is the key.
I'm going to
What do you
answer
think?
just like you answered it, Jen.
Yeah.
First and foremost, like you said, anybody who wants to disagree with me, please come on a one-on-one debate. The Kansas City Chiefs are a run the ball, play defense first team. They are.
This year they were. This year
Right,
they
but
were.
that's what they're going to. That's what they did, and they want. That's what they are. They are a run the ball, play defense first. But here's the thing: they pay $50 million for their guy to say, you know what, we need you to do, Mahomes. I need you to make 4 to 6 plays that are special. And you know what? If you can do that, if you can make when you do that, you know what happens, Jen? Just like we went to the Hall of Fame, we saw Big Ben, we saw Elway, we saw Manning, we saw Brady, we saw, you know, well, we didn't see Eli. We were talking about Eli, but you see those guys, right? And you're just like, yep. You don't look, he threw 39 for 40. No. You run the ball, play defense, and you know what? When it's 3rd and 8, it doesn't, you know what? It doesn't matter what play I call. You know why, quarterback? Go make an effing play. Go make the play. Just like they said, you know what? 1997, AFC championship game. Jen, I don't even know if I told you this story. AFC championship game. in Pittsburgh. I think it was 3rd and 7. They come in the huddle. Elway calls like a play, right? Shannon Sharp's like, what play is that? He said, go get open. You know what happens? First down, you go to a Super Bowl. That's what it's about. You know what it's about? A Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame tight end making a play. That's what it's about. That quarterback made the play. That's it.
We
That's
even
it.
talk about, even on our high school show, we talk to the kids in the fall, like when they have a big game, like, those big plays, just in the landscape of a game, like who's going to make those big, that can sometimes determine the winner
That's
and the
it.
loser,
You know what,
you
Jen?
know?
I don't want whether it's JJ McCarthy, say it's JJ McCarthy. I never need JJ McCarthy to be 38 for 42 for nope. You know what I need him to do? I need to run the ball, play defense, and when it's 3rd and 6, hey
Make the
kid,
play.
hey kid, go make the play. Run
Yep.
it, throw a dart, go make the play. Just like he did in the Alabama game. Go watch that final drive. Down 7. Down 7, national championship game against Alabama. Pretty good program, right, Jen?
Yeah.
Pretty good defensive coach in Nick Saban,
Yep.
right? Right
Yep.
down the field. Bing, 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 bing. So all those people, well, what did he don't throw it. He doesn't have to throw it. He did that drive, and what did he do? Bang, won a national championship. So you know what? What factor is that called, Jen? What do I call it?
The it factor
The it factor. That kid's got the it factor. And I don't need him to do it 40 times a game. I need him to do it 6 at the right minute.
at
So
the right times.
run
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ball, play defense, and go make 6 plays. Let's go.
Before we officially go, I just want to remind everybody about the Denver Bronco Roundup K&K combo for draft night.
Yep.
Kenny's dropped it in the comments a few times that there will also be giveaways for Broncos fans, so be sure to check that out. At the end of the show, we had Clayton checking in. Clayton, thanks for watching. And thank you, everybody, for your comments and your interaction this evening.
Let's go, Knicks. Number 1. Number 2, Sean, go get him. I don't care what it. I will. Jen, I'm looking right in the camera. I'm promising you have my word. All these Bronco fans have my word, and Sean Payton has my word, and the Walton and Penners have it. If you go get your quarterback, Sean, I will never, ever, ever say to you, I don't believe that's what they gave up for this guy. Because I believe in you. $18 million. The Walton Penners believe in you. There's not an amount of draft picks that's too much to go get this franchise guy for us. So you know what? Thursday night, go get him. I don't care what it costs. Go get him and let's go.
Hopefully next time we do the show, there'll be some light shed on the quarterback situation. We'll
Well,
have
no,
more
we're
info.
gonna be doing our show Wednesday night next week and night before the
Oh,
draft.
so probably then not. Okay. All
Some
right.
rumors.
So- All right. Thank you everyone again.
Have a good night.
Good night.